Hello, thanks for clicking on my video. Welcome to my channel, Lovely Moments Creating. If you are new here, consider joining the family by clicking that subscribe button and remembering the notification bell so that you will be reminded every time I upload a video. My name is Jenny, and on this channel I create budget-friendly home decor that's easy to do. So if you want to see some of my creations, keep watching. Hello, my friends, and thank you again so much for tuning in and watching another one of my videos. I'm going to jump right into this first DIY. I'm going to be using one of these wood boxes from the Dollar Tree. Also from the Dollar Tree, I have some of these little felt pads. I'm going to be using these transfer stickers. I have the little pumpkins and these words. I'm also going to be using these wood pieces. Now I have 4 of these square little wood pieces, and this piece was one of the long sticks from the Dollar Tree, and I cut it down for another project that I did. I have a little piece of foam, and also from the Dollar Tree, these little pumpkins. Now the other items I have is these lamb's ears from Walmart, and these are usually $2 a bunch. I have these sticks. I love these. I get these from Hobby Lobby, and I believe I paid $3 for that pack. I'm going to be using some leftover pine cones and acorns I have, and these ribbons here were from Hobby Lobby for 99 cents, and I'm going to be using that mini wax early American wood stain. Now what I'm going to do first is I'm using my Dollar Tree sanding block to sand down these wood pieces because sometimes they are just a little rough. And then I am going to stain all of my wood pieces. So to stain my wood, I just use a piece of paper towel and dip it in the stain. And I'm going to start off staining the box first, and then I'll stain the other pieces. And so after I get everything stained, I'm going to take some white chalk paint and I'm going to brush right on top of each one of these square pieces. This is helping me create that really rustic farmhouse look. I want these coasters to have a really rustic look to them. So after I get them painted, I'm going to apply my transfer stickers, and I cut out all of the ones that I wanted to use. And so what I'm going to do first is just transfer over my little pumpkins on each one, and all you have to do is just pull off the plastic, apply your sticker, and you can use anything to rub on top. I'm just going to use my little Cricut spatula. Once they transferred over, I'm just pulling up the plastic, and after I add all of my pumpkins on each one of these coasters, I'm going to go ahead and add my words that I cut out. I'm just going to place my words in different ways on each one of the coasters, and then I'm going to take my little spatula, rub over them, and get them transferred over. After I get that complete, I am going to go back in with that Dollar Tree sanding block just to rough them up a little bit because I don't want it to be so perfect. I'm really going gentle because I don't want to rub off any of the words completely. I just want to give it a real worn out look. And then after I get that complete, what I'm going to do is go in with some Mod Podge and go over all of these to make sure that everything is nice and secured, because these will be coasters, so if they get wet, I do not want them to get damaged. And once they're complete and they all dry, I'm going to go in and add my sticks. Now, I'm going to add 4 sticks to each coaster. I'm going to go around the sides. They don't have to be flat up against the sides or perfect. I'm just trying to give it a real rusted look. I am using my Dollar Tree adhesive glue as well as some hot glue because I want to make sure that these sticks stay on here nice and secure. And as you see, I'm just going to add one to each side. They don't have to line up perfect. I just want to make sure that it's a stick on each side. And so as you can see, I'm adding both glues and just pressing the stick up against the coaster. And these are turning out so cute. I absolutely love them. And so now that I have all 4 sticks, this is how it looks, and I'm going to do this to the other 3. Once I get them all complete, I am going to flip those over and add the little felt rounds to the corners, and I'm going to add one to each corner, and this is just going to help the coasters not scratch up any the furniture or any countertops that they may be placed on. And so I'm just going to add one to each corner. And then after I get that complete, I'm going to start decorating the box that I am going to keep the coasters in. These may be my favorite coasters. I absolutely love them. So I'm going to place them in the box because I want to see how much room I have. I'm going to take that little scrap piece of wood that I stained to see where I'm going to glue it down, because that space I'm going to add some greenery there. So I'm just going to take my hot glue and attach that little piece right in there. And after I get that complete, I'm going to take those 2 different kind of ribbons and I'm going to hot glue them around this box, just giving it a nice little style. And so I'm just going to take the buffalo check and I'm going to add that one in the middle, and then I'm going to take the other ribbon and add that one at the top and the bottom. And then after I get all of my ribbon attached, I'm going to cut down a piece of this foam so that I can add it into that little space I created. And I'm just going to take it and push it right down in there. It fit nice and snug. And now I can add in my greenery and those pumpkins. And I am going to add in a few of those pine cones and acorns just to dress it up a little. And then after I get that complete, all I have to do is add my coasters to the box. And I think this turned out really cute. I absolutely love it. I think these are my favorite coasters. And now I'm going to get started on the next DIY for today. I'm going to be using some more of that buffalo check ribbon from Hobby Lobby. I have 2 of these words and these were 80 cents. I believe they were 40% off. I have one of these wood rings from Hobby Lobby as well, and I believe these are $2.99. I'm going to be using some Dollar Tree raffia and some of these Dollar Tree pumpkin picks. I'm also going to be using some more of those lamb's ears. I'm going to use this little stick there for those pumpkins. I also have some other greeneries that I got on clearance for Walmart for 10 cents. And I'm going to be using just a little bit of this early American mini wax stain. And I'm just going to go around the top and the front of this. And then what I'm going to do now is add my lamb's ears. I'm keeping that one on the stem because it's going to help me hot glue this down to this round ring. And then for the next one, I'm just going to cut the stem down a little bit because I don't need it to be that long. And then I'm going to add the hot glue to that stem as well to tack it down. And then what I'm going to do is go in with my other greenery. I did cut these off the stem. I want to add these separate. I'm going to continue where I left off with the first greenery and just go down with these, and then I'll blend a little bit of that up there with the other greenery. Now I wanted this to be really simple. I wanted to make sure you can see the wood ring. I just wanted this to be really simple and pretty. And so after I get all of my greenery attached, I am going to pull these sticks and the stems out these pumpkins, and I'm going to take the little stick that I had and cut it in threes, and I'm going to use that to replace the stem at the top of the pumpkin just to give it a little bit more of a realistic stem. Now what I'm going to do is hot glue these pumpkins, and I'm just going to blend that one in with those leaves, and then I'm going to add a second one. I'm going to skip down to the bottom a little bit because I'm leaving that space there for my raffia and my bow. And so after I get all of that tacked down, what I'm going to do is take that raffia and I'm just going to pull it and create a messy bow. I'm going to tie a simple bow, and then I'm just going to cut the raffia down. Once I get it cut down, I'm going to hot glue that bow right down into that space. And then I did use that buffalo check ribbon to create another little simple bow, and I just hot glued a little pine cone to the center of that, and I'm just going to add some hot glue and tack that down. Then what I'm going to do is add my two words. So what I'm going to do is stack them. So I'm going to hot glue the welcome to the top of the friends word, and then after I get that hot glue together, I'm just going to hot glue that to the wood ring, and I'm just going to see how I want it to be placed before I add my hot glue. And then once I decide where I want it, I'm just going to take the hot glue and press everything down. I think this is so cute. It's simple. I absolutely love it. I think it turned out so pretty. And so now for this DIY, I have this little greenery bunch from Walmart. I'm going to be using 3 of these craft sticks. I also have 3 of these wood pieces from the Dollar Tree that has the jute cord hanging on them. I also have from Michael's, I believe. Yes, from Michael's. I got this blessed word, and this was 3 in a pack for $3. I picked up this scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby for 69 cents. And I'm going to be using some more of that mini wax in the color Early American. Now what I'm going to do first is cut the strings off these wood pieces. Now I'm going to stain the back of all of these pieces, but the front of one and just the sides on 2 of them. So what I'm going to do is just get my stain and my paper towel, and I'm going to start staining all of these pieces, and I'm also going to stain all 3 of the craft sticks. Once I get that complete, as you can see, I did stain the other sides. Now what I'm going to do is measure my scrapbooking paper to the size of these pieces so that I can Mod Podge them on there. I'm just going to take my pencil and trace it, and then what I'm going to do is just use my little paper cutter to cut down the pieces. Once I get them both cut down, what I'm going to do is take some Mod Podge and add it to the wood piece, and then I'm going to place my paper on top, and I am going to add the Mod Podge on top of the paper as well, and I am going to do this to both of the wood pieces. And then after I get both of them complete and they dry, I'm just going to take a sanding block and I'm just going to go around the edges of these. If the paper was too long, once I go in with the sanding block and sand over it, it will just fall off. And I always go in a downward motion so I won't lift up the paper. And I'm going to do this for both of them. Once I get that complete, I'm going to go over them with a little bit of antique wax. I'm just dry brushing it over a little bit just to give it a little distressed look. Not much, just a really little bit. And then once I get that complete, I'm going to line my pieces up so that I can connect them using those craft sticks. So what I'm going to do is flip them over, and then I'm going to use these tumbling blocks from the Dollar Tree so that I can create the same space in between them. And then I'll just take those craft sticks and attach them. Now I don't know why I did 3 craft sticks. As you can see here, I realized I didn't need that one, plus I added too much glue. So I'm adding the glue to the pieces and then adding the craft stick, and I only needed 2. So after I get my craft sticks attached, I'm just going to flip my sign back over. But first what I'm going to do is create a hanger. Now I always use the juke wire from the Dollar Tree, and I just cut off a piece. I love using this to create hangers, and then I'll just staple it to the back. Now I'm going to turn my sign over and add the rest of my decor. I'm just going to take that blessed word and I'm going to hot glue that to the center once I get it lined up. And then what I'm going to do is just pull off a few pieces of that greenery to add to this sign. I am going to make sure that I cover the holes right there, so I'm going to make sure I add a few pieces of greenery there, and then I'm going to add some greenery to the bottom plank on the other side, and I think that's going to be it for this. I really like how this sign is turning out. It is so cute. I absolutely love it, and I cannot wait to style this with some other decor that I have. I absolutely love it. And now from the Dollar Tree, I'm going to be using one of these little round glass vases. Also from Hobby Lobby, I picked up these 4-pack of wreaths, and these were $3.99, but I got them 40% off, so that was a deal. I have this bag of filler with the little pine cones and the little pumpkins, and I'm also going to be using this little piece of greenery. Now what I'm going to do is use 2 of these wreaths because I wanted it to be thicker at the bottom, and I want everything to fit nice and snug. So now I'm going to cut my little greenery pieces off the stem because I'm going to add these to the little wreath, and I'm just going to go around first and stick all of the ones that I'm going to use inside the wreath. And then after I get all of my stems in there, what I'm going to do is just kind of push them down. I want to push them down all in one direction, but I want to leave a little gap in the front where I can add some of the pine cones and some of the little pumpkins. And so now what I'm going to do is just add my filler into the vase. And then I'm going to take a few of those little pine cones and those little mini pumpkins and just hot glue those around the greenery in the front. And then after I get those hot glued down, this DIY is complete. I think this has a really nice high-end look to it. I absolutely love this piece. I think this is going to blend in with a lot of different decor. And now for the next DIY, I'm going to be just using some of that buffalo check ribbon, and I cut out a few more of those little rub-on transfer stickers. And I have these two cute little small candles from Walmart. They were only 99 cents. What I'm doing is just tying some ribbon around the rim of these candles, and I'm tying it really tight, and I'm going to create a bow. But what I'm going to do is hot glue that bow down. So after I cut it down, I'm hot gluing the bow down to the sides. As you can see, I'm just going to, the tails, I'm going to hot glue those down and then hot glue the little bow right on top of that. This is really simple, but I love decorating candles. So after I get both of them done this way, all I have to do is transfer over my stickers. And I cut out some cute little pumpkins, and I cut out the word good and the word times. And I'm going to put the word good on one and times on the other. I thought these were so cute. All I'm doing is just adding my little stickers, rubbing over them, and getting them transferred over. The word to the top of the first pumpkin, and then the other candle I'm going to add the word at the bottom. And these were really simple, but they came out so cute. I absolutely love them. And for this next DIY, I'm going to be using some more greenery from Walmart. I was going to use these little sticks, but instead I'm going to use some more of that filler from the previous DIY with the little pine cones. I'm also going to be using some jute cord and some more of that ribbon. And I have two of these little wood pieces from the Dollar Tree, the little hello word and the little pumpkin. And I'm also going to be using two of these scarecrow brooms from the Dollar Tree. Now what I'm going to do is remove all of these attachments. I don't want these leaves or the scarecrows. I just want to use the brooms. So I'm just going to pull all of these attachments off. I'm using two of them just to create a bigger broom. So after I get the attachments off, I'm going to push these together, and to make them one, I am going to take some jute cord to wrap it around the stick part. And so I'm just going to wrap the jute cord down, and I'm going to completely continue to wrap this all the way to the top. So after I get it wrapped all the way around to the top, I'm going to take some hot glue to tack it down, and then I'm going to cut off the excess jute cord. Once I get that complete, what I'm going to do is just fluff out the broom a little bit, just making it a little bit more wider. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to cut my greeneries off the stem because I'm going to add them to the broom. But what I'm going to do is push the stems under the jute cord. And as you can see, I'm just sliding them right under there, making this nice and full. This is actually going to be a really cute piece that you can hang on your door. You can hang this in the kitchen. This can be like a wreath. I really absolutely love this piece. And so after I get all of my greenery in there, what I'm going to do now is just take some jute cord, and I'm going to string it through that pumpkin. I did stain that pumpkin with some of my wood stain. Right now I'm just trying to measure how high I'm going to hang it. Once I get that complete, I'm just going to hot glue that wood word from the Dollar Tree right on top of the pumpkin, and it says hello fall. And now I'm going to take some of that filler, and I'm just going to be hot gluing some of those pine cones and the little pumpkins throughout the greenery, just giving it a little bit more fall look. Then I'm going to take my little pumpkin. I'm going to tie a knot around that so it can be nice and secured. And then what I'm going to do is just wrap it around the broom, and I'm going to tie a knot. I wanted to just hang a little bit. I'm actually creating a little loop bow so that I can use that loop to hang it. And then what I'm going to do now is take that ribbon, tie it right under the pumpkin. I'm not doing a fancy bow, just something basic because I want to see the tail of that ribbon just hang down. I thought that would look really pretty. And then what I'm going to do is just pull it down and cut the tails a little bit so that they can be presentable. I'm going to hot glue a few more of those little pumpkin fillers. I'm going to glue a few at the top, and this is complete. Simple, but I absolutely love it. I think this is a really pretty piece for the fall. And now I'm going to get started on the next DIY. What I'm going to be using is these pumpkin picks that I got from Hobby Lobby for 99¢. I have some more of those sticks. I'm going to be using this cute little base pumpkin from the Target dollar spot for $1. I have some more of that Walmart greenery, and I'm going to be using some more of that ribbon and some jute cord. What I'm doing is adding these sticks inside of the vase. Now I am adding hot glue because I don't want the sticks to all fall in the middle, because I want to be able to add my pumpkin and my greenery in the inside. So I'm just adding a little hot glue so I can keep the sticks up against the little vase, if that makes sense. I'm not trying to glue them down in no perfect shape or anything. I'm just trying to keep them from falling in the middle. So once I have all the sticks in there, what I'm going to do is take some of that ribbon and I'm going to tie it right around those sticks and just create a little basic bow. After I get that done and get the tails clipped down, I'm going to do the same thing with the jute cord. Just tie it around, create a basic bow, and then I'm going to hot glue that little jute cord bow right on top of the ribbon bow. And then once I get all of that tacked down, all I have to do is add that greenery and those pumpkin stems in between the sticks, and then this DIY will be complete. This is really simple, but I think it is so cute. I absolutely love the greenery with the sticks and the little pumpkin. It turned out so cute. I absolutely love it. It is so adorable. And for this next DIY, it's going to be really simple. I'm going to be using one of these 8x10 frames from the Dollar Tree. I'm also going to be using this little piece of greenery that I had left over. I have this really cute scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to also be using a little few of the pieces of that filler. Now what I'm doing is just tracing out the scrapbooking paper so I can glue it to the backing of this frame. Now I did cut it a little bit bigger, but that's okay. It's the back, you're not going to see it. So what I'm going to do is just hot glue it down, and then I'm going to place it back in the frame, and that's where you'll see the paper is just a little bit bigger, but you can't see it that much. So what I'm going to do is just flip it back over, and I'm going to hot glue this greenery down to the corner, and then I'm going to take a few pieces of that filler like the pine cones and a little pumpkin and add it right on top of the stem at the bottom, and that will be it. This was really simple, but I think the paper was so pretty I thought it would look great as a picture. Thank you all so much for watching another one of my videos. I absolutely do appreciate all of the support. If you like this video, please remember to give it thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to my channel because I would love to have you here. In the comment section below, let me know which one of these DIYs were your favorite. And here is a second look of the other DIYs I created today. Also, remember to visit my second channel, All Things Lovely. I will have that linked in the description box below. I will really appreciate it if you come on over and pay me a visit. Until next time, my friends, stay safe so that I can see you in the next video.